The Praxis theory of discomfort was presented by Janice M. Morse. This theory was developed in the 80s and progressed and expanded throughout the 90s and 2000s. The goal of this theory is to explain the relationship a patient has to emotional suffering and enduring. Emotional suffering is a state of distress where the individual is crying, weeping, and has a sorrowful expression. The individual will express their feelings, sometimes incessantly, in order to receive external help. On the other hand, a person attempting to endure blocks out all emotion and focuses on only vital information and responses to the problem at hand. This is akin to a sympathetic response in the body where certain senses are heightened and other body processes slow. Enduring requires 1. Maintenance of control over oneself, 2. Living in the present moment, 3. Removing oneself from the situation, and 4. Being aware of danger or consequences of emotional degradation. I want to relate this to an experience I had skiing early last year in an avalanche safety course. It was a great day of us learning about how to interpret snow conditions when it came time to ski back. On the way down, my ski tip plunged into the snow, my body went forward, and my legs stayed planted. This resulted in a Masonov fracture in my leg. In the moment, I experienced Morris's Praxis theory of enduring. All decisions were focused on my injury, how to remove myself from that space, and how to get help. All other emotion and thoughts were placed aside for the time. I was able to receive the help that I needed, but the hardest part was still to come. The recovery was difficult, and I was non-weight bearing on my right leg for almost 3 months. This is where the emotional suffering began. I do not have a history of depression, but this stationary and sedentary moment in my life was the closest I have ever been to being depressed. After healing, I was able to reflect on my injury and what I had to overcome emotionally. This taught me a lot about myself and gave me a new appreciation to physical health. Knowing this as an advanced nurse in the modern day, we can understand why the patient acts the way they do when they are injured or when they are going through some sort of illness. This will help us tailor our nursing interventions to the stage of suffering that the patient is going through.